Hi, welcome all the developers, the designers, the dreamers, the doers out there interested in blockchain. Maybe you're in Web 2, you're looking for a bit of a change here. We have a hackathon that's kicking off. This is kind of like the pre-event stream. We wanted to share the love a little bit with the community out there and make sure that you have the resources to get started. Hence the reason why this is about the intro to the Celo tech stack. And we're looking forward to your potential participation. We would love for you to join us. Let me share a little bit of love in regards to the hackathon. I'm going to share my screen real quick. Go into my screen and right here. All right, perfect. Hopefully my screen is .org. You can find out wonderful information about the DeFi movement here. Mobile first DeFi, MoFi. Everybody loves a little bit of mobile finance. Feel free to navigate through this documentation site. But to join the initiative, especially with the hackathon, go ahead and click that hackathon link on the very top up there. And what you'll find out is that the hackathon is actually kicking off tomorrow. So this is kind of like the pre-stream event. Feel free to click on join a hackathon. When you do, that's going to take you to the registration page. And you can see right now, I'm already registered for the event. Yes, I'm a participant. I can find some teammates here. So if you're looking to build your team, this is a great tool for you to help join in or possibly create your own community with the project. Next up on the hackathon, we'll scroll down on the page and you'll notice that you can find out more information about the event, specifically the prizes. We have so many tracks available. We have a DeFi track, a green track. Yes, we're low carbon friendly. We have NFT, gaming, creators track, infrastructure, Web3, interoperability. I mean, it just goes on. Prizes, regional prizes, global prizes, over $2.5 million in prizes and funding available to you, all the participants. So we really love to see you join in. Pay attention to the events. We have an event schedule here. Bookmark this site because we're going to probably add some more events as they come through. Today, we're at here, the very first, October 7th, Intro to Celo Tech Stack. I think this is a good start to segue to an intro to the panel. I am so lucky today to have some participants that are quite popular in the world of blockchain, at least I think so. Marek Oseski, the CTO and co-founder of C Labs. Such a pleasure to have you here today, sharing the love to the community. And then we also have Josh Kreitz. Woo, yes. Josh Kreitz, developer relations, my teammate, fantastic mentor to the community. Thank you so much for joining, Josh. Today, it's all about, getting folks started in the hackathon, share a little bit of love to the developers. This is really about all the developer designers, dreamers, and doers out there. To kick things off, I wanted to touch base on the topic of mobile DeFi. Why is it important? MoFi really a thing? Marek, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure. MoFi is a thing. It's not trending yet on Twitter, but by the end of this hackathon, let's make it trend. I think if you're new to the Celo ecosystem, maybe you're also new to the mission. The mission, Celo's mission is to build a financial system that creates the conditions for prosperity for everyone. And I think that for everyone piece is really, really key here. If you're going to reach everyone, you need to build for all. You need to reach people on the devices that they have. Right now, there's few people I think realize just how prevalent mobile is. There's 8 billion mobile phones in the world, according to the Ericsson Mobility Report. That's not including IoT devices. That's not including anything that uses mobile connectivity but isn't an actual phone. And 75% of those devices are smartphones. So 6 billion smartphones in the world right now with active mobile subscriptions. It's clear that if you're going to reach everyone, that is the device that you want to target. And, I think Web 2 has figured this out. Probably 10 years ago already, they started kind of making this shift. Web 2 now builds almost exclusively first for mobile and then scales up their designs and their products to desktops and laptops. But in the Web 3 world, that's not how things have been going, right? I think if you've used any kind of dApp today, most likely you're using it on desktop with a browser, and that's a real shame because it's not really reaching the entire world as easy as it could if it was focused on mobile. And so, our hope is that events like this can help us change this, to help us have Web 3 actually lead Web 2 instead of lag behind Web 2 like it should be, right? Web 3 is the future. Let's make it lead Web 2. Let's build for everyone.
Well said. Well said. Building for everybody, providing accessibility. I think that's the most attractive part about Celo's mission. It's just making it accessible. And DeFi, folks that have been in DeFi probably experienced some bottlenecks, and it looks like we're paving the way for a new revolution for mobile. I love that. Like, we experienced the first mobile revolution once when smartphones came to the market, and to me, this is number 2. So I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to the changes that are going to occur with Web3 and mobile focus. MoFi. MoFi, what? All right, hashtag MoFi. Maybe we can make it a thing, right? MoFi, I think it's so cool. Like, what? I'm going to MoFi the heck out of this app.
I'm sorry, mainnet MoFi was the Wi-Fi password, so a lot of people were typing it.
Look at that, already being an influencer. MoFi it up. All right, cool, awesome. Hey, Josh, you have some goods to share with the community. Share a little bit of love in regards to the tech stack, how to get started. You want to kick things off here, Josh?
Yes, just had to unmute. Just a quick intro on me. I'm Josh Kreitz. I'm doing developer relations with Brandy at C Labs. I've been with C Labs for a little over a year and a half. Just trying to help developers learn how to build on Celo, understand the technology, be successful in building their products and services. So I do want to just emphasize the fact that, like, one of my favorite things about participating in a hackathon like this is just the opportunity to grow the community. I think we've really seen in Web3 generally, like, the importance of community, even more so than technology. Just like with the popularity of Ethereum and the explosive growth in terms of application and usage, it's not the most technically advanced blockchain, but it has the most developed community. And I think we're seeing that in all these other blockchains that are coming together. They're attracting different communities, and I think Celo attracts a very unique community as well, and that's one of, like, the core things that I really like about Celo. Just like this opportunity to grow the community, meet you guys, and invite new people is really awesome. If you guys haven't joined our Discord, you can join our Discord at chat.celo.org. It just redirects to an invite link. So that's a really good way to get introduced to the community. You can ping me there. My username is just Josh C. So my name should pop up if you guys have questions, but just wanted to make that shout out initially. I do want to highlight a few more things I like about Celo, because I think we're kind of setting the stage here in terms of what we can collectively build during this hackathon. So as Merrick said, like, mobile and access are like 2 core principles in Celo. By building for mobile, we're just increasing access. There's so many people around the world that don't have access to desktops and laptops and just the computers that a lot of us do have. So building for mobile increases accessibility. Part of this, like, mobile angle that we have is this identity layer. We have this lightweight identity layer where we can actually map phone numbers to Celo account addresses, which is really cool for a variety of reasons. Big thing is, like, we don't have to deal with these, like, 40-character random strings for sending people money. Like, I can just look in my contacts list and just text my friends and family Celo assets, basically. So this is huge for onboarding new people to crypto. Don't really have to deal with these, like, cryptographic strings. and it also just makes it more usable. So I think as we are seeing this ecosystem of blockchains where bridges are actually being built now, there's a lot of interoperability between chains. Different chains are going to have unique value propositions, and I think this identity layer is a really solid one for Celo in terms of onboarding. I think if Celo is an onboarding chain, that'll be a huge success for the ecosystem. There'll be plenty of people that just onboard to Celo and have the tools and services that they need in this MoFi world made through that. So related to that is Celo is running the Ethereum virtual machine. That's really cool for a number of reasons. I was working on Ethereum for a couple of years before joining the Celo community. So I'm still very bullish on Ethereum, and we're seeing a lot of the most popular chains have EVM compatibility. So that's cool because from a developer perspective, we can leverage a lot of the tools and resources that have been developed for Ethereum and other EVM compatible chains, writing smart contracts in Solidity, using Truffle, Hardhat, Hackathon tools like Scaffold ETH. You can use those full stack solutions right out of the box. And then when it comes time to deploy contracts or deploy your app to the network, you just point your contracts, your deployment scripts at a Celo node instead of an Ethereum node, and then your contracts are live on the Celo network. We also get a lot of the cool things around scalability, layer 2 research, rollups. A lot of these things that are built on the smart contract layer for Ethereum currently can also be leveraged for Celo going forward. So it's really cool to see. And we also get MetaMask support. You can easily add Celo to MetaMask, which is by far the most popular wallet that we see people using. I think they passed 10 million monthly active users recently, which is pretty crazy. It seems like a lot, but I was reading this comparison of the early internet days, when Jeff Bezos started Amazon, and he started Amazon when the internet, I think, passed. It was just under 10 million monthly active users, I think. So it just kind of shows how early days we still are in this Web2 space and how much room for growth there is. So those are some of the focus for Celo that I really like. Some of the bigger themes that attracted me to Celo in the first place were these ideas around sustainability in the environmental and the community domains, and exploring the design space for what currencies can actually be. Cryptocurrency has really lowered the barrier to innovating on cryptocurrency. I mean, we can deploy a token in a matter of minutes now, and if we can convince enough people to use our token as a currency, it will function as a currency. This is radically new. And I saw Seth, one of the co-founders, give a talk about the 5 features of money and how this is the real power of cryptocurrency. Is lowering this barrier to innovation, and we're still very early days exploring this design space. And I wanted to join a team in a community that was thinking about currency in this way, where we're actually thinking about how to do things differently. And there's a recent announcement. I saw Merrick tweet about incorporating carbon credits in the Celo reserve. So Celo has we have stablecoins native to our protocol. So we have Celo dollars and Celo euros right now. That's extensible, so we can increase the number of stablecoins that we offer on our protocol. But those stablecoins are backed by a reserve of currencies, and we can include any cryptocurrencies in that reserve. We recently added carbon credit tokens, which is super cool. And that's a core part of the vision for Celo, is including natural resource-backed currencies or tokens in our reserve, not just carbon credits, but tokenized flows. So really whatever we can reliably create and then agree upon as a community that we want to basically create these resources. So this is a really cool area of experimentation, innovation, and I think that drew me here. So getting back more into specific hackathon information, I will be hosting office hours, hours per week for the next month. That's on the calendar. I think it's on the site. It'll be Tuesday mornings Eastern time at 10 a.m., Wednesdays 3 p.m. Eastern, Fridays 10 a.m. Eastern. And that's just like one opportunity for us to connect and engage and meet other participants in the hackathon. You can also just reach me anytime on Discord, just by pinging me. And there are other opportunities. There's so many events going on. It'll be great to connect with all of you and connect with other hackers in the space. So excited to see you guys in these events. I do want to share a link, or Joe's going to share a link for me around just the developer guide overview in our documentation page. It's a list of developer tools that you can start browsing to get started understanding how to get building on Celo. It covers things like our test nets, different tools like our SDKs. On there, we have infrastructure information, so like how you can connect to various node services, so you don't have to run your own node. By all means, experiment with running your own nodes. There will probably be some really good projects around making infrastructure more accessible, but we do have things to make it easier. I have some examples on how to actually use the identity service on this page, looking up phone numbers, also registering phone numbers, and different Ethereum tools that you can use as a developer to start building up. So, and towards the bottom of that page, there's some links to community projects, so you can see what's already being built in the Celo ecosystem. And one of my favorite things about Web3 is most projects are open source. So if you see a cool project that you like, they're doing something interesting, you can actually just go on GitHub and start browsing the source code. You can see what tools they're using. You can see how they built their project, and you can also see how to build off of their project. So this composability piece in Web3 is super exciting, where new projects that launch just can potentially make your projects even better if you can build off them in these composable ways. So it's a really good place to discover new projects and yeah, see how people are building. I will just drop this link in here because it is super helpful. Celohub.org has a lot of good projects that you can search by like application, developer tools, infrastructure, all sorts of things. So that's a good thing to check out. Yeah, I mentioned scaffold.eth. Joe actually shared this recently in our developer relations channel. But that's a really good tool for hackathons. It's a full stack, just boilerplate repo for building ETH projects, but you can configure it to deploy your contracts to Celo, so you can get started easily building full stack solutions for EVM-based chains. And I just wanted to highlight some of the apps that I like and that I use that have been around in the Celo ecosystem for a bit. We have Uniswap, which is a fork of Uniswap, token exchange. So yeah, if you're creating tokens, you can list your tokens there. You can also build off of things that Uniswap has built. You can include it in your DApp. So decentralized exchange, Uniswap is super cool. Moolah Market is similar to Aave on Ethereum. It's a borrowing and lending market, so you can deposit, sell assets, and borrow against them. You can earn interest. We've seen like Good Ghosting is leveraging Moolah Market for generating interest for their users, so they can have prize pools and things like that. It's another cool DeFi money Lego. Something unique to Celo is Impact Market. They're actually doing a sort of UBI distribution scheme where you can actually donate Celo assets, or you can donate Ethereum or Bitcoin as well. But essentially they have, they take donations and then they have a mechanism for distributing them to low-income communities around the world. So different communities, I think there's a whole bunch in Venezuela, Brazil, Western Africa, Eastern Africa. I was looking at their map the other day. I think there's one in Pakistan as well, but they're basically a way to do bottom-up aid distribution, and it's facilitated by mobile phones and smart contracts on Celo. And these recipients are receiving Celo dollars. I think the average recipient is getting something like 40 cents per day right now. But yeah, it's a super cool project using a blockchain in a really effective way for distributing aid to folks that were previously, it was very difficult to get aid to them. So very cool. Another cool project, NFTs have blown up in the past few months. Celo Punks recently launched on Celo a few days ago, and it sold out really quickly. But NFT projects are totally doable on Celo. Celo Punks is a shout out to CryptoPunks originally on Ethereum. But we haven't seen a lot of NFT projects, and we have the infrastructure to build it. So I think NFT projects are really cool. Hackathon project, and yeah, we haven't seen a lot, so there's a lot of potential here. And then one more shout out to Mobius Money. This is another decentralized exchange that's focused on trading like assets. And this becomes more interesting because we've actually started building bridges to other chains. We have the optics standard for message passing between any smart contract enabled blockchains. The first application of this message passing protocol is Token Bridge. So when we have like wrapped ETH on Celo, and we have Celo ETH, which is a custodial version of wrapped Ether, but it's not through a decentralized bridge. We need ways to make sure that these assets are remaining stable. So we have pools for trading like assets like Bitcoin, Ether, a lot of stable coins, since we have the Celo dollar as well as the stable coins from Ethereum that are coming over. So yeah, there's a lot of potential here too with building off of the optics message standard, because token bridges is just one type of application for building using a message passing protocol, but there's a bunch of things. I mean, I've been focused on DAOs a lot lately and learning about how this new social coordination layer is emerging, but passing messages between chains just for governance or votes or different DAO operations that aren't directly token transfers haven't really been built yet, and I'm interested to see what people come up with. So yeah, that was a quick overview. I think in some future lessons, we're actually gonna get into the actual tech stack and like looking at code, using the SDKs, starting to build stuff. But I just wanted to start with this, and yeah, I'll be chatting with you guys again soon.
That's awesome, Josh. Thank you so much for providing a quick overview and sharing some love to the community and the projects that currently exist. We're excited and we look forward to the continued growth. It's actually quite amazing what Celo has achieved recently. When we look back at the last 3 months, it's like, wow, what growth has occurred. I mean, it just blows my mind. Optics, the bridge between chains, this new standard that's more efficient. If you're a developer looking to be a participant in an interoperable world of blockchain, go to our docs, docs.celo.org, and search optics. We have a search bar up there. Just search in the keyword optics. Learn about the bridge. The cool thing about the bridge is that this is the new standard that provides ways for you to have a more efficient bridge across chains. Very interesting review. If you're not looking to build anything in interoperability, I still suggest as a developer, as a dreamer, doer, like check it out, because it is literally shape-shifting the way that we are transacting value across chains. One thing I do want to mention that some folks wonder is like, what's the delay? Is there a delay? And there is a delay naturally that comes across the bridge. It's another reason why I suggest folks to look a little bit more into it, because this bridge is opening up such opportunity for all participants. Even if you're just a user of the system, like that bridge is providing you flexibility to transmit across various chains. And when you go to Mobius, check out we have a live bridge up on Mobius, or Mobius has a live bridge utilizing the standard with optics. You can see the assets are already growing quickly. It was just literally launched. And even more is the governance in the system. So Celo has governance in it. So if you hold Celo, you're allowed to participate in the voting cycle, provide your feedback. I love our DAO. It's ready for you. It's ready to go. With that said, it doesn't just stop there. We have like Mobius has taken advantage. Mobius has taken advantage of governance as well. So if you're a participant in that system, within that DAO, you're able to go ahead and participate with the voting in regards to how rewards are distributed. And this open ecosystem is providing fair accessibility. And when we look at it from a mobile standpoint, and we look at what the next revolution for mobile is, clearly MoFi is there. I believe that we are a front runner on this, and we look forward to growing with you, the developers. So what you can do for the Celo tech stack, how can you start getting started swiftly? Go to the docs, right? Docs.celo.org is your first go-to. Search for keywords, look into stable coins, look into optics. Even better, look at the future of mobile and how we're visioning the way to provide lightweight distribution of the network for mobile devices. It's just amazing what we have. And the keyword for that is Plumo. Check that out. All I can say is we have so much good stuff. We're looking forward to this hackathon. This hackathon is for you. It really is. So go to the website, DeFiforthepeople.org, search for the event, and DebPost. DebPost is there for you as well. That's our preferred system. Link should be put into the chat for you to access that. We have continued events. Be on the lookout. We might add some more. We might provide some surprises. Who knows? After all, this is for you. All right. We're looking forward to it. If you have any feedback, join Discord. Ping us. We have a support channel there for all the hackathon participants. Even if you're not participating, but you're curious, hey, we welcome curiosity too. Jump on in there and start sharing some love in regards to what you would like to do or what you would like to see. We look forward to chatting. All right. Well, I would like to thank both Merrick and Josh. Thank you so much for attending. Josh, do you have any last statements here for the community? Any tips, any love before we disconnect?
Yes, I did see. I just want to answer. There's a question in the chat around, or in the Q&A section around storing data off-chain, like in MongoDB or Postgres database. Just wanted to address that real quick. It's definitely possible to incorporate like any traditional Web 2 technology in Web 3. I would say it depends on like what applications you're building in terms of like how you would want to leverage this existing Web 2 infrastructure. So like I've seen some design patterns in dApp development where like databases like MongoDB or Postgres are leveraged for just indexing blockchain data to make it really fast to retrieve it for your application, so you can serve a really nice user experience for people that use your application. Like blockchains are designed to be cryptographically secure, not fast to read, so it can take a long time to retrieve data. But I will say for like, depending on what your application is, people generally rely on like decentralized services and avoid single points of failure in these systems, because that's like one of the real value propositions of Web3. One of the awesome things about blockchains is if even like large infrastructure providers go down, the blockchain does not go down. These are peer-to-peer networks where everybody's replicating this information. It's very robust. It's resilient for like downtime. Things like if you're hosting a MongoDB or Postgres database, generally if your server goes down, there's problems. Or if AWS goes down, or if Azure goes down. So even if it's in the cloud, there's still a single points of failure in centralization. So depending on what type of data you're storing, those solutions can work. And yeah, but it's cool to think about these new tools like IPFS is a decentralized data storage it's among a network of nodes like a blockchain. There's other, like SIA is another decentralized storage. There's a lot of them, Filecoin as well. So leveraging those when you can is really cool. The thing about these data networks is access control is a different problem. You have to be careful about what you're storing in terms of a lot of times it can be plain text read by everybody. So if you need access control, a lot of times you just use encryption. but it prevents a different set of challenges for people developing in this decentralized world, which is, personally, I think it's like half the fun. It's like thinking about how to design these things in new ways, solving new problems. So yeah, always possible to leverage Web 2 technologies, but yeah, we got to think about how to do it effectively and efficiently.
Hey, those are some solid tips. You know, you can get really creative with the way that you're going to index the blockchain in your own data set. There's a couple methods from a design principle. One, you can set up your own full node, set up a script to step through every transaction from the Merkle root, right? The Genesis, and just step through it and cache it within your data set. If that's going to be Elasticsearch, if that's going to be MongoDB, whatever it is you want, total flexibility, that's up to you. Another method, depending on your use case, is to go ahead and cache data as it's being requested from your users when you're retrieving data from a node. There's so many ways to get creative here for caching of data, but that data is in the blockchain. It is flexible, and the best part, like what Josh was mentioning, is you get to get creative with encryption. I think what I love the most is that when it comes to account control lists, and you look at encryption, you can get really creative with a smart contract and utilizing IPFS. And with smart contract, you actually can set up a form of an account control list, and within that smart contract would provide the hash links for the data sets for access. So there is some interesting ways, and I love that you touched base on that. But how do you get started? Is still go to the docs.celo.org. Also note that we are a fork of Ethereum. We love Ethereum. We wanted to help make Ethereum like Celo is C++, Celo ++. It's another chain that complements Ethereum, and we love to help grow the ecosystem. And what I'm trying to allude to is that all the tooling that has been available and matured throughout Web3 lifecycle is still usable for you on the Celo platform. We're fully EVM compatible. I think that right there is one of the biggest value props to adopting our system, is that the learning curve is reduced. You literally can find resource information that pertains to an EVM, and the odds are it's fully compatible with our system, with our platform. So thank you so much, Josh, for addressing the community there, providing opportunities. That's something you can look forward to in the hackathon. We have mentorship going on. We're doing these streamcasts for you. And if you need support, reach out on Discord, join office hours. If you need to pass some ideas, that too is completely fine. That's what we are all about. It's about embracing the community and making sure that we support one another. Because once you grow, we all grow, and we want to mentor each other. So yes, much love to the community. Thanks again so much. I'm so excited to kick off the hackathon tomorrow. Please join in. We're going to do a kickoff, and the community is going to be able to participate. You're going to want to put the event on your calendar. Where to find that? Go to DeFiforthepeople.org. You can find the full schedule on that site. I'm sure there was a ton of links passed around. Feel free to review those as well. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, Merrick. Thank you, Josh. Thank you to the community. And we look forward to seeing you in the hackathon.